exactly what I'm doing to prepare for my bodybuilding show in August. So we're settled on the NPC Showdown of Champions for the show, and right now we're in the bulking phase. I'm about to show you, but we're gonna do an upper-lower split 6 days out of the week, and I'm gonna give you my exact reps and sets, as well as exercise choice, and explain exactly why I picked every exercise. Now, of course, this is just my workout program, so it could work for you, but more than likely, there are little things that you might want to tweak. On top of that, not included in this video is my mobility routine, my calisthenics training, and my running plan, which is all things that I'm kind of working at the same time. At the moment, I'm eating about 4,000 calories, 4 meals, 1,000 calories each meal, 50 grams of protein. So I'm pretty happy with my food right now, but let's get right into the workout. But if you want to see a meal plan or like a breakdown of what I'm eating, just let me know. So starting with standing calf raises. Now, calves are a really weak part of my physique. Wearing pants, so you can't tell. But I'm starting with them because your brain focuses more attention on whatever you start with. That's why it's so important that there's focus in your training, or focus in my training at least. Next, we're going to pin lay rows. Pin lay row is like a bent over row, bent over barbell row. Basically, you're just locked into position, and I want to see a full range of motion here. We're really getting every part of the back, upper lower traps, upper lower lats, low back, rear delts, just every part of the pulling motion is part of a pin lay row. So great exercise to start with, really get blood flowing all the way through the back. After that, we're going into pull-ups. Pick pull-ups for a couple reasons. First of all, I want to get good at them, and especially good with good form. So when I do pull-ups, what I'm trying to do is lift my chest, roll my shoulders back, and I'm pulling like my sternum bone to the bar. And the reason for that is for the lat engagement. So really big, powerful pull with a slow negative. I can do chin over the bar. I can pretty confidently say I can hit 20 reps of chin over the bar. So the difference here is it's more lat focused, and with every exercise in this program, we're really focusing on the negative or the eccentric motion, because that stretching of the muscle really encourages hypertrophy. So standing barbell curls is next, just a good solid bicep exercise. I like to do these with the easy bar, just my preference. But yeah, 8 to 12, 4 sets, focusing on the negative. After that, getting into single arm cable rows. So the nice thing about a single arm cable row is you can really feel the stretch all the way through the lat. And so that's a big focus point for this exercise, is the stretch and the lengthening of the lat. 4 sets of that. After that, we're going cable lat pullovers. I like to do these seated. You're gonna take the rope over my head, really roll those shoulders back. And again, we're focusing on the stretch and the lat, because stretch position is the growth position, right? After that, we're going rope cable curls. So the biceps, you can change your grip, you can change your angle. So how the rope changes the angle, it also changes the tension. So if I were to do hammer curls with dumbbells, right here I can rest, right? But when you have a cable, it's pulling against you the whole time, and so that tension and that resistance really builds differently, right? And it makes that contraction more challenging, and it makes you really have to focus on slowing down the eccentric, which is the goal with every exercise in this workout. So I'm probably gonna say it a lot. Cable lateral raises, finishing, because we'll go cable lat pullover, cable rope curls, cable lat raises, and pretty easily just, I don't know, spin some. Really quick, if this is something that's already helped you, go and leave a like. I'd really appreciate that. Next, we're going back into lateral raises for the beginning of this leg day. So the reason for that, really similarly to starting with calves on a pull day, we really want to focus on growing those shoulders. Another really important thing about side delts is they don't get trained peripherally. So a lot of times, like if I do a chest, like a bench press, a chest exercise, my shoulders are working out secondarily. So really do a lot less sets of shoulders, because every pushing motion is a shoulder exercise. Now, that's not the case with rear delts. Your rear delts really don't come into play unless you train them specifically. And because we're going for a real wide look for bodybuilding, I have to put a lot of sets into my side delts and my lateral raises. So starting with lat raises. After that, we're going slant squat, 6 to 8 reps. The only reason I picked that rep range is because I want to go a little more strength focused, pick up the weight just a little bit more. And then again, we're focusing on the full stretch of the quad. So elevated heels, pushing the knees over the toes. We want to feel that control all the way down. After that, going right back into some more quad murder with leg press, a heavy set of leg press. After leg press, going leg press calf raises. So whenever I do leg press, I'm always focusing on depth. Try to bring my knees to my armpits, maybe a quick little pause, and then we push back out. If you just bounce your reps, you're wasting your time. Leg press calf raises is next. I just move my feet real down low. Nice thing about it is you can get a crazy stretch on the calf, which is a lot of fun. Again, we're getting big calves this season, guys. It's bulk season, big calf season. I'm ready. After that, we're doing dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Only reason we're doing dumbbell, it's a little bit harder to hold on to. Honestly, it's probably not the best option, but it's just an exercise that I like. And the next lower day is a lot more hamstring focused. So this is a little more quad biased. After the Romanian deadlifts, we're gonna go to seated hamstring curls, really burn out those hamstrings, finishing every rep with a pause. So we'll go, not every rep, sorry, finishing every set with a pause. So we'll hit our 8 to 12 and then hold that last rep until failure. Boom. Every time, again, focusing on the stretch, focusing on control through the motion. So after that, we're going hip machines. So that's these ones, you know, just help assist the hips, but also build really round quads, get those internal and external thigh muscles. But yeah, that's the first lower day. After that, push day, baby. This is my favorite day. Starting with seated calf raises because my calves will be huge. I refuse to not let my calves grow. Incline dumbbell press. The reason I'm starting with a dumbbell press instead of a barbell press is only because I want to really work those stabilizer muscles a little bit more. So whenever you have dumbbells, you have to control the motion. And so the blood flow into all the stabilizer muscles before the workout, right at the beginning, is going to help me find that mind-muscle connection with the rest of the exercises. That's how I feel about it, at least. After that, we're going into cable flies. So, yeah, 10 to 20 reps. Again, focusing on that big squeeze, slow on the way down. Cable flies always make my shoulders pop. So that's one of the reasons, too, when I'm going to 10 to 20. Because I want to really control the motion the whole time and not get lost in the sauce of trying to crank the weights up. After that, we're going JM presses. So whenever I train triceps, my goal is to train it in every angle. So JM presses, about right in front, you kind of drop the bar to your eyeballs, get this big stretch on the tricep, and then push it straight up. I like to do these with the easy bar. After that, we're going Smith machine incline press. The reason we're putting on the Smith machine is opposite of the reason we're doing incline dumbbell press. After all of this work, pecs were starting to tire out a little bit, and I really want to focus in. I want to isolate this upper deck and just absolutely ruin it with the Smith machine press. Just straight torture. Also, look at me getting on 2 legs because it's my chair in my apartment. Watch out, teachers everywhere. After that, we're going tricep pushdowns. Again, controlling that motion the whole time. Something that I see a lot with tricep pushdowns is people not going through the full range. So tricep pushdown is done here. It's not done here, right? So these half reps, we get that full stretch every time. Finishing with lateral raises. I'll probably switch these out and either do them up against a bench for a little bit of added tension or seated just for fun. Trying to do a bunch of different kinds of lateral raises. After that, we're going into lower 2. So this lower 2 day is not easy, but it's not as hypertrophy focused because we've got a real heavy quad day, a real heavy hamstring day. So this is definitely not a rest, but it's more movement focused. So starting with a Jefferson curl, which works on the flexion of the spine. So typically we train back here in this like big arch position. A Jefferson curl is the opposite. We're slowly rolling one vertebrae down at a time. So we're training our erectors, but also like the muscles that surround the top of your pelvis, right? Your glutes, your hip flexors. And so we're starting to, because we're training in both ways that the back moves, because the back actually moves in a lot of ways, prevents injury and makes my brace a lot stronger, so I can go heavier in squats, deadlift, rows, pain-free, totally pain-free. And that's one of my favorite things about a Jefferson curl. After that, Nordic curl negatives. Nordic curl negatives, only because Nordic curls are really, really hard. I want to be able to do them, but another big hamstring movement, right? We're lowering down into it, so we want effective hamstrings as well as strong hamstrings, and that's where Nordic curls come into play. I just put my creatine in there. I love this thing because it's not annoying to shake, and you never have to clean out a shaker ball, which is the best. After that, we're going reverse Nordics, big quad stretch, have to keep a tight position, so we're working a little bit of isometric strength, a little bit of mobility, and really the nice thing about it is, we're strengthening our knees, but we're getting strength through flexibility, which is super important to me personally. After that, we're going seated good morning. It's just the hinge motion on a bench. A seated good morning is another exercise that really revolutionized my back and my mobility. And if I would tell somebody who has back pain, it'd be to start doing that exercise. And I also use a really interesting process when addressing back pain, because it used to be a big deal for me. So there should be a video in the description that kind of really goes all the way through that. So if this is boring, your back hurts, and that's something you want to fix, that's a great place to go. Anyways, we're doing kettlebell tib raises next. Two things. Tib raises are great for ankle mobility and strength, but they're also really good for building the front part of your shin. So instead of having like quad calf being a stick, right, we're gonna go quad calf. You know what I mean? We're gonna be able to have those figure 8 legs, bro. It's gonna be insane. After that, pancake folds, which is another just hinge motion on your butt, building a strong back, really opening up hips and hip flexors. And I want to be able to do that super heavy because I think it's cool. It's about the extent of why I have it in there. For this third upper workout, we're going to do an antagonizing workout, all right? That means we're doing our pull motions and our push motions in the same workout, and we're just going to go back and forth between the two. Starting with lat pull downs, just because lats are really important to me, getting those shoulders back, pulling straight to the chest. I'll either go really wide or we have a close mag grip. Both are great. Those are my favorites. But there are a lot of great bars that you can do a lat pull down with. After that, we're going incline bench press. We've already done a lot of other incline pressing movements, so I just wanted to put this one in here as like the last hurrah for the week, right? Big incline bench, lots of fun. After that, we're going waiter curls. So the thing about a waiter curl is when you have the weight close like this, you can't extend all the way down because it runs into your body. So you have to stop here, and the time under tension is insane. It's one of my favorite exercises to get a thick pump. After that, overhead tricep extensions, like we talked about earlier. Triceps is all about elbow angle, so I like to be right here. I like to go with an easy bar. Lets me get a little bit better stretch, but I know a lot of people like dumbbell, and that's also really good. After that, we're going push machine, just like a machine push press, getting the whole of the pec as opposed to really just the upper pec. I say just the upper pec, a focused upper pec. After that, cable rows. We're gonna do a trap focused cable row. So a lot of times, if you pull to the hips, something more lat focused. I'm gonna get I'll put a clip in. If I don't put a clip in, it'll be in my next back day workout, and you should go watch it. But we're pulling here, so I really want to get my upper back, my upper traps fired up instead of my lats. We've done a lot of lat sets. Want some more trap sets in there. Finishing with some preacher reverse curls for forearms just as much as they are for biceps, right? Also keeping my wrists strong and healthy, because we're doing this and calisthenics and a little bit of tumbling and a little bit of jiu-jitsu and some flips. I want to be able to have strong wrists for the rest of my life, so it's important that all the angles of my forearm and my grip is trained. After that, I'm going overhead cable tricep extensions. That same overhead angle cable machine changes the tension a little bit. We're going for that big meaty stretch. But yeah, that's third upper workout. That's upper 3, baby. Finishing with lower 3, our hamstring day. slant stiff-legged deadlifts. So the blessing and curse of my mobility. Let's see if I can, for reference, I've done nothing today, but my hamstrings are so flexible. Like I can go palms to the floor, like really flexible hamstrings. And the nice thing about that is, of course, my hamstrings are flexible and it doesn't hurt to touch my toes or pick things up off the floor. The frustrating part is when I do things like stiff-legged deadlifts, I can't feel it at all. Like my low back and my forearms and my hands wear out before my hamstrings feel anything. So that's why I get the slant. Elevate those toes and then the stretch is ridiculous. It's insane. It's like stretching your Achilles at the same time as doing a deadlift, and that really puts the stretch on. After that, we're going barbell shrugs. So this is more of a back workout, but I needed to get it in throughout the week, and this was really the only good place I could put it that wouldn't have me running all over the place or having been worn out already. So that's why that's there. After that, Smith machine Bulgarian split squats. Smith machine Bulgarian split squats. If you don't like Bulgarian split squats, you probably don't want your legs to grow ever, or you're a child. Just kidding. They're really hard, but that's honestly why I like them, is because a lot of people think they're hard, and they are. They're miserable, but they make me feel cool when I do them. And then going heavy on Bulgarians is great for my ego. Secondly, it is the juiciest glute pump I've ever had. So it's a little bit of quads, but it's a lot more, but we're trying to get caked up here. After that, we're going cable stiff-legged deadlifts. Again, thing about cables is it keeps the tension the same the whole time mechanically. There's no point where it's necessarily easier than another part of the workout, which is part of the exercise, which is nice. After that, hack squat, always for depth. Anytime we do anything for quads or hamstrings or any other part of your body, really, we want that full range of motion for hypertrophy. We want that depth. Finishing, of course, with some hack squat calf raises. Because if you don't do calf raises on your leg day, you're going to keep having small calves. So if you're mad that your calves are small, how about train them? Problem solved. Finally, I promised a set breakdown. I'm going to read to you guys really quickly. We're doing about 20 sets of chest, 12 sets of shoulders, specifically lateral shoulders. We're doing about 16 sets of tris and bis, 16 sets of upper and lower traps, 20 sets of lats, lots of low back extension. There's a point where I stopped counting that. 4 sets of low back flexion, about 8 sets of forearms purposefully, and then we, of course, anytime you do any kind of pulling, your forearms are engaged, and those are also forearm exercises. 20 sets of quads. Ready for this insanity? 24 sets of hamstrings, 20 sets of calves, 4 sets of tibs. So all of this is subject to change. Like I said, I just made this workout plan, so we're going to run it for a week, see what we need to change, see what we need to keep, and go from there. So like I said, the show is in August, and I'm super excited. NPC, Showdown of Champions. So yeah, keep up with the journey. Stay tuned for that video coming in August. And comment your least favorite part of the video so I never do it again. Have a wonderful day.